my coach, my coach, my coach. I hear people talking about their fucking coach all the time. Comes to bodybuilding, and I'm always like, fuck your coach, man. Your coach don't know shit.
What if someone's program calls for whatever certain percentage, and it just, I don't know, man, like it may be like they fucked up or whatever it may be, like they still have to hit this number because that's what the program says, and then that's where like shit kind of can end up, you know, injuries can occur, right? Yeah, you know, everything can break down to numbers, but I don't believe in following them super strictly. You know, what I would do is I would advise people to do things in reverse. You know, add up the numbers after the fact. Like, what did you do for the day? You did 87% and you did 3 by 3. Well, were all 3 sets of 3 clean? Did they look good? That's something that's noteworthy. But if you just did a percentage because it was called for and you didn't do it very well, that's not a job well done. Like, that's not what you're trying to do. And you can get stronger even by kind of lifting like an idiot and even kind of going for it. And there's definitely room for people that are newer to kind of go for it here and there and to have some messed up lifts. But most of what I advise for people, when people are like, my coach, my coach, my coach, I hear people talking about their fucking coach all the time. Comes to bodybuilding, and I'm always like, fuck your coach, man. Your coach don't know shit.
That should be a shirt. Fuck your coach.
Yeah, fuck your
Honestly,
coach.
that should
in
be
the asshole.
Okay, you took it there.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What if we print that on the inside,
Cover
though?
both these guys' ears.
Yeah, what if we printed it on the inside, though? Like it says, fuck your coach, and then you flip it upside down?
Like the Lululemon shit where they have it on the fuck your coach.
In the ass.
It says, fuck your coach on like the chest, and then on the little like notes under the shirt, just in the ass.
Hey man, y'all do what you like.
But I usually, I usually advise people to back off whatever percentages they got. It actually doesn't have anything to do with the coach necessarily. The coach is just trying to give you information. Yeah. It's like an input, and then you decide, you know, what you're supposed to do with that. But some people will kind of blindly follow that information, and if you just hit a lift that's 93% and it was awful, and it calls, you know, for you to do a 97% lift for the day, you probably should do multiple sets of that 93%, see if you can clean that up. If you can, and you have a successful lift at that, then maybe you go back and you do the 97%. But lifting poorly is not going to help you lift better. It's not all about just lifting more weight. It's about lifting better, doing the movement better. So that's what you want to try to aim for over time, is to execute the lift better.
And then, like, there are also aspects of this. If you are working with somebody, typically, you know, who knows how you slept last night? Who knows what you ate the day before, how you recovered? If you wake up the next day and you go into the gym and you have something on the program and you're like, I don't have confidence I'll be able to hit that, typically people will have a range. Like, if you're not feeling good today, go for this. You don't always have to hit the number that's on the sheet. You shouldn't. There's some days where everything's amazing and that number, like, let's say that was what you were supposed to go for, but your coach says you could go for heavier. If you feel good, then you can go for heavier. But you really need to learn yourself and understand, like, if you're not confident enough to touch a certain load on a certain day, it's best to stay a little bit below that, as it'll allow you to just be safer and have a lesser risk of injury. Power Project family, I hope you guys are enjoying this bite. Did you know that cocaine increases your dopamine levels by 2.5 times above baseline?
Okay.
Why is this important?
Why is this important, Nsima?
Because, you know, a really cool thing that we learned from Andrew Huberman is that getting yourself into cold water or cold water exposure, like the cold plunge, does the same thing. What? 2.5 times above baseline. And you have those sustained dopamine levels for up to 4 or 5 hours after cold exposure. This is why we love cold plunging so much. I cannot say this enough. It has been one of the best additions to our daily routines. If you can't already, just take cold showers. But if you want to take to the next level, get the cold plunge. And Andrew, how can they do it?
You guys got to head over to thecoldplunge.com and at checkout, enter promo code PowerProject to save $150 off. I keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it till I'm blue in the face, and not blue from the cold, blue from holding my breath. This has been the absolute best thing I've ever done for my mental health. Like I said, I can't say it enough. So again, thecoldplunge.com, promo code PowerProject, links to them down in the description, as well as the podcast show notes. Let's get back to this podcast. I like that a lot. And that leads me into the next question, which is like progressive overload, where I think, again, people can really fuck themselves up because it's like, oh, I did, you know, whatever X amount of weight for X amount of reps last week, so let's go ahead and up the ante. But like what you just said, got bad sleep, ate like shit the day before, whatever it may be. And it's like, it's not there, but that's what the program says, or that's what I'm going to shoot for. So is progressive overload like always a part of the equation?
You know, this is an interesting thing, because we talked about the progressive overload versus progressive overstimulus the other day. And the thing is you don't, like, even though progressive overload is science-based and you do want to be potentially moving more volume over time, there's a lot of different ways to get new stimulus. And there are other things you can look at other than just the amount of volume you've done, the amount of weight you moved in case you increased in weight, or the amount of sets you've done. You can also pay attention to, like what you said, how clean things looked this day versus the day before. Let's just say that you're doing a chest press, 3 sets of 10 for 50 pounds. And the next workout, you do another 3 sets of 10 for that 50 pounds. But the last time you did it, it was like, it felt super hard. And this time it was much easier. There's a progression in there in terms of how clean it was. You could potentially add a little bit more to it, but you've progressed. I see this a lot now with even the calisthenic stuff that I'm doing. It's not loaded, it's just my body weight, but I find that I'm able to get into deeper ranges when doing different movements, and I can work in those deeper ranges. That is a progression. If you're now, instead of chest pressing here, if you're able to get a little deeper with that same weight comfortably, that is progressive over stimulus. You are now stimulating more muscle fibers because you're going to be able to work with the same weight in a deeper range of motion. Doesn't mean you had to work with actually add more pounds or add more reps, but you added a deeper ROM with that movement and it was easier. Progressive over stimulus. So we can look at all these other things other than purely adding weight to the bar and adding reps and adding sets to add more stimulus to what we're doing and make progress.
It's hard to get stuff ingrained into your system when the intensity is too great. If you can't like think about it, then a lot of times it's a little bit too heavy. If you could think about it too much, it's probably a little bit too light. Like there should be kind of some happy medium of where you just kind of have to do the lift and almost get through it in a way. But you do, if you think about it, there's always room to improve. There's always room to do better on any movement that you're doing. You could
Guys, we're working hard over here trying to learn, trying to bring our information to you, and we need your help. A lot of you guys watching these bites aren't subscribed, so just click that red subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can see when we continue to come out with this heat. Talk to y'all later.